Hello and welcome and namaste from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Gautam Roy. Coming up over the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to initiate discussion on 150 years of national song Vande Mataram in the lower house of Parliament on Monday. Electoral reforms will be debated on Tuesday. Imran Khan's supporters are staging massive protests in Rawalpindi and Islamabad despite a ban on large gatherings amid rising concerns over the health of incarcerated former cricketer turned politician. US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff is in Moscow to meet Vladimir Putin over the Ukraine peace plan. Kyiv counters Russia's claim of having taken key Donetsk logistics hub Pokrovsk completely. Hong Kong's leader John Lee announces a judge-led independent committee will probe the city's deadliest high-rise fire in decades after authorities found substandard building materials accelerated the blaze. And Avatar Fire and Ash has a blazing premiere in Hollywood with director James Cameron, returning stars Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana and Sigourney Weaver lighting the red carpet. India's Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju has announced that the Lok Sabha will take up a debate on the 150th anniversary of national song Vande Mataram on Monday and on electoral reforms on Tuesday next week. The decision was taken after an all-party meeting and a business advisory committee chaired by Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. The discussion in the Lok Sabha on the 150th anniversary of national song Vande Mataram from 12 noon on Monday, the 8th of December, and discussion on electoral reforms will be from noon on Tuesday, that's the 9th of December. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will initiate the debate on 150 years of Vande Mataram. Rijiju also said that 10 hours each have been allotted to both the debates, adding that time could be extended if the House deems it fit. Meanwhile, both the houses of the Indian Parliament adjourned to meet again on the 3rd of December at 11 in the morning Indian Standard Time amid uproar in Parliament. Before adjournment, Minister of State for Finance Pankaj Chaudhary moved the Manipur Goods and Services Tax Second Amendment Bill 2025 in the upper house or Rajya Sabha for consideration. After discussion, Rajya Sabha returns the Manipur GST bill to the lower house or the Lok Sabha. While replying to the discussion on the bill in the Rajya Sabha, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said that this amendment is very important.
Sir, this particular amendment is very important, sir, because it does two things. The very important reform-based steps that we have taken in GST, like track and trace system. Once you do the track and trace system, which is a very big step in administering the GST, you are able to prevent leakages. And therefore, that was one of the things which was passed in the Finance Act of 25. Now we are making it into a bill for Manipur.
And Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla welcomed the high-level delegation of the Parliament of Georgia, led by Chairperson of the Parliament of Georgia, Shalva Paposhvili, to the Parliament of India. The Speaker commended the Georgian Chairperson's legal expertise, contributions to electoral reforms and parliamentary experience. He also said that Shalva's leadership is strengthening Georgia's democratic institutions. The visiting delegation included members of the Foreign Relations, Agriculture and Economic Policy Committees. Leaders discussed friendly relations between the two nations. The Speaker also noted that shared democratic values and close dialogue continue to strengthen the partnership between India and Georgia. The new Complex Housing Prime Minister's Office, or the PMO, will now be known as Seva Tirth, in line with Citizen First governance. Seva Tirth will be the workplace designed to reflect the spirit of service where national priorities are shaped. The Central Secretariat will now be known as Kartavya Bhavan. India's public institutions are undergoing a quiet but profound shift. The change in names reflects a shift in mindset which speaks the language of seva or service, kartavya or duty, and citizen-first governance. The idea of governance is moving from power to service and from authority to responsibility. This change is not just administrative, but rather cultural and moral. And anticipation continues to build over the visit of Russian President Vladimir Putin to India on the 4th and 5th of this month. Ahead of the visit, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov hailed the relationship with India and said that Russia is proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with India during its historic growth. In a virtual press conference with Indian journalists on Tuesday, he said two sides will work out a way to navigate the tariff imposed by the Trump administration on India for purchasing Russian oil.
India for us is a great partner, and we do hope that the visit of President Putin will be successful. As successful was the visit of Prime Minister Modi 1 year ago to Moscow. President and Prime Minister had a very good possibility to spend lots of hours together discussing the most sensitive issues of the global and regional agenda. We hope that this will be the case for New Delhi meeting the day after tomorrow.
Peskov added that President Putin, during his meeting with Prime Minister Modi, will discuss both bilateral and international issues. He added that Putin will also share a first-hand assessment of the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict and the efforts to resolve it.
We do appreciate the position and the stand of India vis-à-vis Ukrainian settlement and Ukrainian affair. We do appreciate the readiness of New Delhi to contribute to a search of peaceful solution in this very complicated conflict. And we do respect the position of Prime Minister Modi. And we do respect the possibility of exchanging information from the first hands between himself and our president, and we hope that this practice will continue.
Now, India's solar journey is powering its emergence as a global clean energy leader. As the founding member and host of the International Solar Alliance, or ISA, which is headquartered in Gurugram, India has championed solar energy deployment, finance and technology transfer across more than 125 member nations. In October 2025, India hosted the 8th ISA Assembly in New Delhi, bringing together ministers and delegates worldwide to advance strategies for resilient solar value chains, inclusive access and accelerated adoption of solar energy. The solar sector has expanded at an unprecedented pace over the past decade, growing from just 3 gigawatts in 2014 to 129.92 gigawatts by October 2025, a remarkable over 40-fold increase. This rapid growth has made solar the largest contributor to the renewable energy portfolio, surpassing wind, hydro and biomass capacities. The surge in solar capacity is driving a steady increase in the share of renewable energy in the overall power mix. These achievements underscore India's commitment to a low-carbon energy transition and highlight the pivotal role of solar energy in building a resilient, sustainable and secure electricity system. And India continues to be the first responder, standing firmly in solidarity with the government and people of Sri Lanka in this time of need. With support of all three Indian forces, Operation Sagar Bandhu is in full swing, providing rescue relief measures and aid as far as Sri Lanka is concerned because of the kind of nature, the wrath of nature that it has had to face.
India has once again emerged as a dependable first responder in the Indian Ocean region. In the wake of Cyclone Ditwa, which has caused massive devastation across Sri Lanka, New Delhi has launched Operation Sagar Bandhu, a large-scale humanitarian mission to support rescue and relief efforts. Indian Army has deployed an integrated task force comprising dedicated medical engineering units. The medical team includes advanced dressing stations and mobile surgical teams equipped with operation theatre. The engineering team are supporting restoration of essential services and infrastructure in the cyclone-hit region. 2 Indian naval ships INS Vikrant and INS Udaygiri, already present in Colombo, swung into action at short notice. India handed over 9.5 tons of emergency rations, while INS Sukanya delivered an additional 53 tons of relief material. Indian Navy teams continue to work alongside Sri Lankan authorities to stabilize the worst hit coastal regions. Indian Air Force deployed 3 aircrafts lifting 31.5 tons of essential supplies, tents, blankets, hygiene kits, food packets, medicines and 2 Bhishma medical cubes. Chetak helicopters from INS Vikrant and Indian Air Force Mi-17s carried out extensive rescue operations. Pregnant women, infants and injured civilians all were airlifted from marooned pockets. Over 2,000 Indians stranded by cyclone have already been evacuated through special Indian Air Force and commercial flights. Among those rescued were citizens from 12 countries including Germany, UK, Australia and Sri Lanka. NDRF teams are operating in severely affected regions, conducting continuous search and rescue, pulling stranded families to safety. India remains committed in sharing its expertise in providing humanitarian assistance and disaster relief missions. In line with this, India has also deployed 5-member medical team and 80 specialized urban search and rescue personnel to strengthen operation on the ground. Indian High Commissioner Santosh Jha reviewed the NDRF rescue operations. He also interacted with locals and ensured full support for evacuation. On Monday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke with Sri Lankan President Anura Kumara Dissanayaka, assuring full support under India's Vision Mahasagar. From naval relief to airlift missions and ground rescue, Operation Sagar Bandhu stands as yet another example of India's commitment to the region in times of crisis. With Bureau Input, Dr. Ahmad Moin Faruqi's report, TD India.
Now, amid mounting concerns over the health of former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan in jail, his supporters have been staging large-scale protests in Islamabad and Rawalpindi, despite a ban on big gatherings imposed in the twin cities. The incarcerated leader has had no contact with anyone for nearly a month. In response to the planned demonstrations organized by Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf or PTI party, authorities have imposed Section 144 in both the cities. The protests are scheduled outside Adiala jail in Rawalpindi, where Khan has been held since August 2023. Meanwhile, authorities on Tuesday permitted Imran Khan's sister Usma Khanum to meet the PTI founder in prison. Usma said she was happy to finally receive permission for the meeting and added that she would speak to the media after returning from jail. Now, learning lessons from the 7th of October terror attack, Israeli startups in Tech Defense Week in Tel Aviv are presenting innovative solutions to tackle challenges which arise during battles and terror incidents, including trauma care for injured soldiers and civilians. One such startup, Pulsite, has developed a device which can, within seconds, assess the condition of a trauma victim using a simple neck patch. The device not only provides vitals, but can also help evaluate multiple injured people at once, enabling the prioritization of medical care in critical situations. DD India's correspondent Akshay Dongre reports.
Trauma-related confusion in a mass casualty situation can be now a thing of past, as there is a firm here in Israel at the Defense Tech Week that has brought a very innovative product that can in fact analyze the requirement, the priority that is needed as far as the triage is concerned, as far as giving treatment to people are concerned, that will be based on a product that this company is going to unveil. First of all, let me thank you so much for speaking with us, and I would like to understand about Pulsite and about your product. What is it, how is it going to function, and what are the key elements of it?
Okay, so what we've developed is a wearable, disposable neck patch that you can use in trauma. Right. You just peel it, you stick it, you get all the vital signs visually on the sticker, but also you get all the data to your tablets. Right. We're agnostic to which device you use.
Right. So what are the vital signs that will be given, that will be showcased in this device? What are the key vital signs you're targeting?
Yeah, so in trauma care schematics, you need to take 3 major vital signs, which is the heart rate, the BPM, the SpO2, saturation, and blood pressure. Right. So that's the basic 3, but we're working on gathering more, like temperature, vibration, breathing rate, and stuff like that.
So how is it going to help the treatment and prioritization? If you can just tell us in brief, like what is your vision for your product?
So first of all, it's going to help even if we have one casualty.
Right.
Because from the beginning, I'm as a civilian can stick the sticker. I don't need to wait for the paramedic. I can stick the sticker and then I can already collect all the data. So I'm saving the paramedic a lot of time. He's coming to the scene and he's already see the vital signs.
Time is essential when it comes to medical, treatment that should be given to an injured person. What is going to be the price element of it?
Our goal price is there are two elements to the product: the physical product and the SaaS, the software, which is a different service. I can tell you about the product that our goal price is the reusable part will be $100 and the disposable part would be less than $10.
Well, that is going to be great, and thank you so much, and all the
You're
best to you. Time is essential when it comes to treatment of any sort of casualty, especially when there are 5 injured people. You have to prioritize which soldier deserves treatment first, requires treatment first, and this is what this product provides you. It gives you clarity on the battlefield that can prevent lives, that can prevent deaths, and can save lives when it comes to the situation which requires the most amount of attention from the limited resources that are on the battlefield. In Tel Aviv, Israel, Akshay Dongre, DD India.
And still to come in this edition of DD India Live. The White House says a top US Navy admiral ordered a controversial second strike on an alleged Venezuelan drug boat, shielding Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Japan carries out drills to restart a nuclear power plant shut after the Fukushima disaster to meet Tokyo's rising energy demands.
So our episode is on accountability more than just an apology text.
Yep.
We didn't get one, did we?
If no British politician has the courage to issue an apology, get somebody from the royal family to do it, because after all, everything was done in the name of the crown. No one likes to be told that in their family tree there are a lot of skeletons. They have never allowed themselves to confront the horrors of their past, so I'm sorry to say we never got the apology. There is not just amnesia on the part of the British, the colonizers, but there is some forgetfulness or ignorance on the part of the rest of us too.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Gautam Roy. Now, Russian President Vladimir Putin will meet US President Donald Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff and his son-in-law Jared Kushner in the Kremlin on Tuesday after 1400 GMT. Putin, Witkoff and Kushner are expected to hold talks on a possible way to end the conflict in Ukraine. Though Ukraine has expressed its willingness to accept the revised proposals, Russia has not made its position clear yet. And Trump has convened his top national security officials in the Oval Office. The meeting took place immediately following Trump's call with President Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela. The central topic was the escalating maximum pressure campaign against the Venezuelan president and the next steps following a series of military and diplomatic escalations. Here's a report.
US President Donald Trump held talks on Monday with top advisors to discuss the pressure campaign on Venezuela. Earlier on Sunday, Trump confirmed that he had spoken to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro but declined to provide details of the conversation. Reuters, quoting sources, has reported that during the short call made on November 21st, the US president refused a series of requests from Maduro, including full legal amnesty for him and his family and removal of all US sanctions. Venezuelan leader is running out of options after the US guaranteed safe passage expired on Friday, prompting Trump to declare on Saturday that Venezuela's airspace was closed.
We consider Venezuela to be not a very friendly country. They sent millions of people, really, and probably a number in excess of that. And a lot of those people shouldn't be in our country, from jails, from gangs, from drug dealers, from all of the people that came into our country shouldn't have been in our country, causing a lot of problems. And drugs.
US military activity continued in the Caribbean on Monday, with Marine Corps aircraft delivering supplies at Mercedita International Airport in Ponce, Puerto Rico. Meanwhile, US also confirmed that Navy Admiral acting under the authority of Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth ordered a double-tap military operations that targeted survivor of an initial attack on an alleged drug smuggling boat. Many Democrats have called it passing the buck to insulate Hegseth.
President Trump and Secretary Hegseth have made it clear that presidentially designated narco-terrorist groups are subject to lethal targeting in accordance with the laws of war. Admiral Bradley worked well within his authority and the law, directing the engagement to ensure the boat was destroyed and the threat to the United States of America was eliminated.
The strikes have raised questions in the international fora, and even the UN Secretary General remains gravely concerned about them.
The Secretary General remains gravely concerned about the strikes on vessels allegedly involved in drug trafficking in the region. These strikes may violate international human rights law and called for investigations that are transparent into these attacks.
Venezuela's President Maduro held a rally on Monday, rejecting the pressure and stating Venezuela does not want a slave's peace, vowing absolute loyalty to the Venezuelan people. With agency inputs, Anamika Pandey's report for DD India.
In Japan, about 20 workers conducted a routine safety drill on Monday for a top business delegation which visited the world's largest nuclear power plant, Kashiwazaki Kariba, for an inspection. The plant, located northeast from Tokyo on the Sea of Japan coast, was shut after a powerful tsunami destroyed the Fukushima Daiichi reactor in 2011. Monday's drills were staged as part of a wider PR effort by Tokyo Electric Power Company, that's TEPCO, to move the plant towards reopening. An assembly session that began today will decide whether to approve the plant's partial restart at a time when Japan needs domestic power sources more than ever. Before the 2011 Fukushima disaster, Japan operated 54 nuclear reactors. Of the 33 that remain operable, 14 have been restarted. Unit number 6 alone could improve the supply-demand situation in the energy-hungry Tokyo area by 2%. Let's now get you updates on the Hong Kong building fire. The toll in the high-rise towers fire has now increased to 156, with 15 people arrested for suspected manslaughter. Hong Kong's leader, John Lee, has announced an independent judicial probe to investigate the city's deadliest high-rise fire in decades after authorities found substandard building materials accelerated the blaze. The Hong Kong authority announced that residents will be given a one-off opportunity to return home to retrieve personal belongings starting on Wednesday. Authorities pointed to substandard plastic mesh and insulation foam used during renovation works at Wang Fuk Court for fueling a blaze which quickly spread to 7 high-rise towers, home to more than 4,000 people. Also, mourners paid tributes near the scene of the deadly building fire on Tuesday to mark 1 week after the victims' passing, a custom known as the Day of the Soul's Return. Crowds gathered near the burnt-out remains of the towers, laying flowers and leaving written notes. Back home, Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting Dr. L. Murugan inaugurated the exhibition for the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting at Kashi Tamil Sangam 4.0 in Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh. He highlighted the theme of Kashi Tamil Sangam 4.0, Let us learn Tamil, Tamil Karkalam, carrying forward the belief that all Indian languages belong to a shared Bharatiya Bhasha family. Sports now, and in the F1 Junior Men's World Cup, in-form India will face Switzerland in the final Group League encounter ahead of the knockout stage. Both India and Switzerland are unbeaten in Pool B with 2 wins from as many matches, but the hosts are on top of the table by virtue of superior goal difference. It was a goal fest for the Indian team in the first 2 games in Chennai as they beat Chile 7-0 before thrashing Oman 17-0. Switzerland, on the other hand, beat Oman 4-0 and then eked out a narrow 3-2 win over Chile. The Indian team, hardly tested in the first 2 matches, will be looking to fine-tune their grey areas going into the business end of the tournament. Former England cricketer Robin Smith, nicknamed the Judge, has died unexpectedly at the age of 62 in Australia. his family is confirmed. Born in South Africa, Smith represented England in 62 tests between 1988 and 1996, scoring 4,000 plus runs at an average of 43.67 alongside 2,419 ODI runs. Renowned for his fearless batting against fast bowlers, he was a Hampshire legend and one of England's most charismatic players. Tributes poured in from Hampshire and the ECB, recalling his courage, power and unforgettable innings, including his iconic 167 not out against Australia at Edgbaston in 1993. The world premiere of Avatar Fire and Ash lit up the red carpet on Monday. Directed by James Cameron, the film follows the events after the shocking ending of Avatar: The Way of Water and introduces another form of the Na'vi clan. Led by Varang, played by Una Chaplin, the Ash people bring in new elements into the colourful world of Pandora. Returning cast members include Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, Sigourney Weaver and Stephen Lang. The first Avatar film, released in 2009, earned nearly $3 billion worldwide, while The Way of the Water grossed $2.3 billion despite its post-pandemic release in 2022. Whether Avatar Fire and Ash will match the franchise's previous box office success will be known when it hits theatres on the 19th of this month. And that's all we have for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. And for those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India's mobile app. It's available on both Android and iOS. Just scan the QR code and download the app right away. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Gautam Roy from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.